This is Iowa. I'm guessing this is what a lot of people picture when they think of Iowa. Big fields of grass and grain, little houses and combines and bulls. You know, almost an idyllic American place. Interestingly, here in Iowa, 77% of the people identify as Christians. What makes you wonder, why in the world would so many of them have voted for such a blatant liar and hedonistic blowhard like Donald J. Trump? Because he won this state kind of comfortably. And so here, a place where people think of Iowa, and I'm guessing, I know people from Iowa, I know people who've lived in Iowa, and they think of these people as very good-hearted, trusting, smart in a down-to-earth way. How are they so fooled, some would wonder, to vote for someone with whom they have so little in common? Somebody who would have such disdain for them. Someone who would just see them as dirt farming fools to be taken advantage of. Why would the good people of Iowa, the good Christians of Iowa, vote for someone who can't even successfully hold a Bible the right side up? Someone for whom faith is just performative. Someone who has mocked people because of their faith. Someone who recently was asked for his favorite Bible quote and quickly dodged it because he couldn't think of any, because let's face it, the man has never read the Bible. I myself, as a non-monotheist, I've read the Bible a few times. You know, it's an important historical document. Even though the one we read nowadays has little in common with older Bibles. They do get changed for political reasons periodically. But still, if you want to understand a culture, it's important to know they're important books. But I think everyone was surprised that a bellwether state like Iowa, which had successfully picked the president in so many elections, suddenly went out of their way to choose a con man who was simply using evangelicalism, using Protestantism, using the people's faith against them. Why? Because I don't think they saw him. Again, I think they wanted to vote for what he represented, which was a nostalgia. Another nostalgia vote for a good old days when you knew people's religion. You knew what your neighbors felt and thought and believed in because you went to the same church as they did. You didn't have to hear about all of these other people, these Muslims and Jews and pagans, and there's witches in the woods. You didn't have to hear about any of that. You want to go back to the old days where you could just assume everyone's faith, because anyone not of that faith was too scared to bring it up. There were people not of that faith. They were just terrorized. And Donald Trump promised that we could go back to the days when those people of different faiths or no faith shut up, sat down, and were ruled by the good people of, say, Iowa. And he played upon that, like many false prophets will. He used their faith and their fear against them, completely contradicting the lessons of their Messiah and Savior, which they were willing to overlook because of the promise of returning them to a simpler time. Iowa.